Hello guys, this is Polar Cheetah 655 and today we are going to take a look at the World War II weapons mod. Now there are three different World War II mods that I am going to do later. This is one of them. The other two are the vehicle and the planes mod. So first, for the weapons mod, what you need are these weapon boxes. There's the American, the British, and the German. For making these, you need iron ingots, lapis lazuli, red rose dye, and ink sacs. So what you do to make these is put 3 iron ingots on the top and the bottom. For the British, you put 2 lapis lazuli on the outside and then one red rose on the inside. That's the British weapon box. For the American weapon box, you put lapis lazuli on the outside and 2 red roses dye like that. That's the American box. Then for the German weapon box, you put 1 red rose. You put 1 ink sac in the middle, and then 2 red rose dyes on the outside, and that is the German box. So next, what you're going to need for making the guns, is wood. Any type of wood works, iron ingots, glass, and gunpowder. First, we'll start with the German weapon box. You can make the MP40 and the STG-44 or the MP44. For the MP40, it requires 10 iron, and that's it. For the MP40 and for the magazine, it requires 3 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. For the STG-44, it requires 20 iron ingots and 4 wood. For the STG magazine, it requires 4 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. Then there's the Kar98K sniper and the Kar98K. The Kar98K requires 8 iron ingots and 15 wood. The magazine for both requires 3 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. The Kar98K sniper requires 12 iron ingots, 15 wood, and 4 glass. And last but not least, for the German weapon box, there is the Luger, which requires 5 iron ingots. And then the magazine requires 2 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. Next, we'll move on to the British weapon box. There is the Sten and the Lee Enfield on the first page, and the arrow to go past is right there. It's kind of hard to see, but the Sten requires 8 iron ingots, and the magazine requires 2 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. The Lee Enfield requires 8 iron ingots and 15 wood, and the magazine requires 5 iron ingots and 2 gunpowder. And then there's the Lee Enfield sniper, which requires 10 iron ingots and 15 wood and 4 glass. The magazine is 5 iron ingots and 2 gunpowder. Next, we'll move on to the American weapon box, which has the most amount of weapons. Then it is the German, then the British. There is the M1 carbine and the M1 Garand. The M1 carbine requires 8 iron ingots and 12 wood. And the magazine requires 3 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. The M1 Garand requires 10 iron ingots, 15 wood, and the M1 Garand magazine requires 2 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. Next, there's the Thompson and the BAR. The Thompson requires 6 iron ingots. The magazine requires 4 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. The BAR requires 15 iron ingots and 10 wood. The BAR magazine requires 4 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. Last, there is the Springfield, which requires 12 iron ingots, 20 wood, and 4 glass. The Springfield magazine requires 3 iron ingots and 1 gunpowder. So first we'll start off by making the American weapons, which all you need to do is click once, and then click for however many times you want a magazine. Same with that. Alright, so now that we have the weapons, which I hope I had enough room, or have enough room, yeah, I will show you how to shoot them, or show you how they shoot in that. So that one carbine, or carbine, however you pronounce it, however you would like to pronounce it, you just, for all the guns, you right click to shoot. Now, it's still smooth, as you can see, it doesn't happen all the time. And this is the Springfield. Oops. You left click. Yeah, you left click to scope in and scope out. And then you right click to shoot. This is snipers are probably the more accurate guns of all of them. They're the less buggy. And then there is the BAR, which you just hold the shooting, you just hold the right mouse down. And it shoots at somewhat of a slow rate. And again, as you can see, I'm not hitting him. And then there's the Thompson, which shoots at a slightly faster rate, and you just hold down the right mouse button again. It is more accurate. And then there's my favorite American gun, which is the M1 Garand. I think it is the fastest to reload, fastest reloading gun, and it is nighttime, so I will be back in a few seconds. Alright, so now we need we will make the British weapons, which I'll just get the materials quick. And I believe, nope, missed the glass. That is it. Alright, for the Sten, well, I went over all the Sten, all of that stuff. Okay, so I'll just make the weapons. Whoa. For the Sten, it shoots about the same rate as the Thompson, and it's about the same accuracy as the Thompson. So we'll test that out right here. Now you can see the bullets. If you see those bullets, now it seems to be working fine. And then the Lee Enfield sniper, you just left click again to scope in, and then it is a semi-auto gun, so it's faster shooting than the Springfield and the Kar98K. Then the Lee Enfield unscoped is pretty much the same, just unscoped. Oh, I did hit. I'm surprised. So that's it for the British guns. Now I'll show you the German guns. first we have the STG, which is probably one of the more accurate and fast firing weapons. As you can see, it's pretty accurate. Then there is the Luger, which is pretty nice in accuracy also. And it's a semi-auto. Apparently it's not working. Like I said, there are still some bugs in this. Next we have the Kar98K unscoped, which is just a bolt action, and it is one-shot kill. That's the same for all the snipers, except for the Lee Enfield, I believe. And then we have the MP40. We have the MP40, and that is fully automatic. And it shoots faster than most of the other guns. And then last but not least, we have the Kar98K scoped, which is probably the sniper out of this whole entire mod. As you can see, I killed that cow. We'll get the chicken, and we got him. So that pretty much wraps it up for that mod. I recommend you give it a try. I'll leave a link in the description for the mod page that includes all 3 of the mods that I'll be showing.